Apple versus Android, it's a battle that's been raging for years. Today, we're not just comparing the two, we're diving into the surprising, shocking truths about iOS and Android that you might not know. From security risks to unexpected camera features and storage issues, let's uncover the secrets behind your smartphone. Let's start with iOS. Apple markets itself as a privacy-first company, but did you know iOS apps can still track you? Despite introducing features like app tracking transparency, which forces apps to ask for your permission, loopholes exist. For example, some apps use something called fingerprinting to identify users without consent. Even more shocking? Apple collects your location data when you use apps like Maps, even if you've turned off precise location tracking. They claim it's anonymized, but how much is too much when it comes to your data? Think your iCloud backups are bulletproof? Here's the truth, your iCloud data isn't fully encrypted by default. Apple holds the decryption keys, meaning law enforcement or hackers could potentially access your photos, messages, and more. Remember the infamous 2014 iCloud hack, where celebrity photos were leaked? That wasn't ancient history, it's a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities still present today. Apple's camera technology is world-class, but did you know your iPhone uses AI to automatically enhance photos without telling you? Features like Smart HDR and Deep Fusion edit your pictures, sometimes even removing details you might want to keep. Also, ever wonder why live photos feel slightly creepy? Your iPhone captures 1.5 seconds before and after you take a photo, essentially recording moments you didn't explicitly approve. Here's a shocker about storage, iPhones don't let you expand storage with microSD cards. But did you know iOS takes up a massive chunk of your internal storage? On a 64GB iPhone, up to 10GB can be reserved for the operating system and default apps, leaving you with far less usable space than advertised. And if you want more? Apple charges a hefty premium for higher storage models, even though upgrading the hardware costs them only a fraction of what they charge you. Apple often brags about its security, but it's not invincible. In 2021, security researchers discovered a vulnerability in iMessage that allowed hackers to access iPhones without the user clicking on anything, a zero-click exploit. Even Face ID, while impressive, isn't foolproof. Reports show it can be bypassed by twins or even with sophisticated masks. So while iOS is secure, it's far from untouchable. Now that we've uncovered some shocking truths about iOS, let's shift gears and see how Android stacks up. Is it any better, or does it have its own set of jaw-dropping flaws? Let's find out. Android is infamous for its data collection practices, but the shocking truth? Google's entire business model relies on tracking you. Even with location services turned off, your phone may still send data to Google through features like Wi-Fi scanning and app usage stats. Worse, third-party apps on Android can access more of your data than on iOS, and some permissions are buried in complex settings, making it harder for users to protect themselves. Did you know that over 40% of Android devices are running outdated software? Unlike Apple, which rolls out updates to all compatible devices, Android updates are managed by manufacturers like Samsung or Xiaomi, and not all phones get them. This leaves millions of users vulnerable to malware and hacking. Shockingly, Android accounts for nearly 97% of all mobile malware attacks, according to cybersecurity reports. Android phones are packed with camera features, but here's a little-known fact: many Android cameras heavily rely on post-processing. While this enhances colors and sharpness, it can also distort the original image, making it less true to life. Additionally, some Android phones use multiple lenses for gimmicks. For instance, budget Android devices might include extra lenses that don't significantly improve image quality, they're there just to make the phone look more premium. Unlike iPhones, many Android phones offer expandable storage via microSD cards. But did you know not all microSD cards work the same way? Cheaper cards can drastically slow down your phone or even fail, risking data loss. Also, Android devices often come loaded with bloatware, pre-installed apps that take up storage and can't always be uninstalled. This eats into your advertised storage capacity without you even realizing it. Think your Android device's fingerprint scanner is secure? Not always. Some older Android models have been tricked by fake fingerprints or even photos of fingers. Face Unlock on certain Android devices has also been bypassed with printed photos, which is a serious flaw. And here's another shocker: the Google Play Store isn't immune to malware. Thousands of malicious apps have slipped through Google's screening process, potentially compromising millions of devices. So, which phone should you buy, Apple or Android? The answer depends on your priorities. If you value a polished, secure, and tightly integrated ecosystem, and don't mind paying a premium, an iPhone might be the better choice. But if you prefer customization, variety, and more budget-friendly options, Android offers unmatched flexibility. At the end of the day, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It's about finding the phone that fits your lifestyle, budget, and needs. So, which side are you on, Team Apple or Team Android? Let us know in the comments below.